With the match engine playing us for a fool so many times, let me present to you all of Hattrick's April's Fool's jokes and hoax. Hey guys, I'm Uncle Mish, and according to our girlfriends and wives, Hattrick has no shortage of fools. In this video, I want to present to you all of Hattrick's April's Fool's Day jokes, and as always, I will leave timestamps in the description below. The first prank happened in 2009 with the introduction of Bowles, the Hattrick assistant. He was supposed to help out with the game knowledge both for new and veteran managers and use his artificial intelligence to help us succeed. Obviously that was a joke and we were left alone, but still we got some help with the key players info, the team analysis tool, and also with the new match order page. So after all, we might still have our Bowles with us. In 2010, they wrote the long-lasting clown superstition in Hattrick. If you don't know what a clown is, just check the global archives with threads dating to 2005. So a clown is a popular guy with solid leadership, and despite his skills, he was considered to increase your team spirit over time just from being on your team. The demon, on the other hand, was a nasty fellow with solid leadership, and he was doing the opposite. Eventually, the clown theory was busted, but that just made the hype train for 2010's prank to be even bigger, and they introduced the Fool speciality. The Fool was a player that would increase your team spirit just from being in your team if you were to play 45 minutes on a competitive game each week. If you weren't to play, he would decrease your team spirit, and probably this joke was so big that they had to put the plug on it the very same day with the announcement that that's April's Fool prank. In 2011 they introduced the pitch settings. On your stadium page you could choose how the pitch would look like, choosing between different cut patterns, grass length, and so on. That had effect in your home matches on some of the players or team parts, maybe something like speciality boost or defense attack ratios. Obviously that was called off. I do remember that the visual effect was still remaining. You could see a cut pattern like a diamond shaped or a chess board on your pitch, but this is not available anymore. In 2012 they introduced the 3D match viewer. Up until then we only could read the text, and with Jekken announcing this on the global forum, quite a few people even believed the joke. It took them a few years and a couple of iterations, but eventually they did release a new match viewer, and it's quite nice. We could see formations, stars, and even ratings, which wasn't possible back in the day. So maybe that joke drove them into action. In 2013 they showed us the referee, maybe in the hope that we'll start blaming them and not the match engine. That was a nice feature regarding the Hall of Fame with a new position called the referee. You could set up one of your Hall of Famers to be the referee, and then he will be chosen to be a referee in different matches, with 3 referees obviously. But the main cool thing about that April's Fool joke was the fact that you could offer bribe to the referees, and that will help you win the game. Obviously the next day they waved the April's Fool flag, but they did mention a very interesting thing, that the referee's personality will not influence the game in any way, not to spring out a new clown theory. In 2014 they made the big cybernetic revolution, linking in-game stats with our own physical shape. Using a wearable API that would monitor our own physical activity that will influence our own players' stamina share. So this item is still in the shop. Obviously that's a hoax, but with my wedding coming up in a couple of months, I'm sure Lena would love this to be a reality. In 2015 they quite jokingly introduced a new staff member called the Chef. With the ability to increase stamina and training speed, the downside was risking a culinary disaster. So actually on the staff page there is no ability to hire a chef, and the position was blocked by no other than Bob Swanson. In 2016 was Hattrick's last April's Fool's Day joke, with the introduction of yet another match viewer. This time, with the ability to take timeouts during the game, aliens abducting your opponent's players, and cheerleaders at halftime. No one was surprised that that was half a joke, but that was also the preparation of the release of the new match viewer as we know it today. That was all Hattrick April's full day joke. My top 3 are the referees, balls and the fool. I would love to hear your opinion, which ones did you enjoy the most and would you like Hattrick to continue this nice tradition. Hope you enjoyed all my videos because I won't be making any more of them. And also, just remember, Hattrick, it's more than a game, it's a community. You could like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll definitely see you next time.